Peace. So the message today is really having true faith and true belief in the things that you're saying that you're going to do. Because that's going to be the only way that you're going to get these things done. And so the message for it is when you say you're going to do a thing and you put true faith and true belief behind yourself doing that thing, then you have to do that thing. You have to tell yourself, I'm going to do this thing. So, in the Bible, in the book of James, it says, what is it? Deeds without faith is dead, and by the same token, faith without deeds is dead. Deeds without faith is dead, and faith without deeds is dead. And so the important thing is to understand that they both go together. When you want to do it, when you want to do a deed, or when you want to do a thing, or when you're working on bettering yourself in this kind of way, or when you want to do better in this area in this kind of way, you have to have the true kind of the true faith to back yourself up, the true faith, the true belief, the true energy to put behind it, because motivation can only get you so far. And so when you have the true faith and the true belief in your deeds, in the things that you're doing, in yourself, right? Then that's when there's merit, and that's when your outcome will manifest, right? But as long as you try to do so many deeds without faith, it won't last. It'll go away. It's gonna fall off. You won't continue doing it because you didn't have the faith, right? You may have faith, but you're not doing any deeds. So it's just stagnant. There's nothing going on. There's nothing happening. And so it's important to know that the two go together. It's important to know that the two go together. When things are going on, when you have these bad habits going on and you want to switch it out for the good habits, maybe you have the faith behind it, but you say, man, I want to do such and such better. But then you don't set the time, you don't set the day, you don't set the when, where, what, and how. You just got the faith, but you don't got the deeds behind it. So it's dead, right? Or maybe you say, I'm going to start doing this thing. And so you start doing it, but you don't have full belief behind it. You don't trust yourself. You don't have faith in yourself. You don't believe in yourself. And so after a while, it falls off. It's dead. Because deeds without faith is dead, and faith without deeds is dead. So it's working on intermixing the two. And this is important to really getting over these things. This is important to us enforcing these habits that are better for ourselves and stopping the habits that are worse for ourselves. Enforcing the efficient habits and getting rid of the inefficient habits. So one of the first things to do is to write down the list of your habits and then say, is this habit positive or is this habit negative? Is this habit positive or is this habit neutral? Is this just a regular habit to do every single day or whatnot? Then you say, okay, what are the negative ones? What are the ones that are really not serving you, right? Now, what is it that you can do to shorten that, or to fall off of that, or to stop doing that? And what is it that you can do to stay more consistent, to stay more constant with the good ones, right? With the efficient ones, with the effective ones. And what is it that you can do to replace the inefficient ones with efficient ones? I'm touching on a lot of bases. I'm touching on a lot of things with this because your own faith, you must be a firm believer in yourself. You must be a firm believer in your ideas. And when you're a firm believer in yourself, that means you have faith in yourself. When you're a firm believer in your ideas, that means you have faith in your ideas. And when that is the case, then you can implement those good habits, those efficient habits into your life. And when that is the case, you can take out those bad or those inefficient habits out of your life, right? And so one of the biggest things, and I get this video is on putting your faith into your deeds. This video is on, but all of that goes into habits, right? It's important that we establish on ourselves principles of action. And when we establish unto ourselves principles of action, we got to see to them. We have to see to them. And that is the important thing, is seeing to those principles of action. But you won't see to them. You won't be constant. You won't be consistent seeing to those principles of action if you don't have faith in yourself. You won't see to those principles of action if you don't have firm belief in your ideas. Right? So building the faith, right? Or building the system around the faith, or implementing the faith into the system. The system is right, but you need to get your heart right. Or your heart is right, but you need to get your system right. It's important. Man, they come together. They go that way. They go together in that way. So one of the first things, system-wise, and to get a good system and things like that, is to have your routine of the day mapped out. To have a mapped out routine for your day, right? And you can attack this two different ways, and I've done both of these ways. There's many other ways, but these are the two different ways that I've learned to map the day out for myself, right? The first way is you have time stamps, 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. wake up, 7 a.m. wake up, 7:05 make the bed, 7:10 take a prayer, 7:15 take a shower, or 7:10 make a prayer, 7:15 take a shower, 7:25 brush your teeth. Go throughout the day, make day by day things. And sure, that is definitely a good system. Sure, that's definitely a good system. However, without the true faith within yourself, without the true faith, without the true belief, it may be very hard to stick to that. And that builds discipline. Sticking to that kind of thing builds discipline, right? But it may be very difficult if you don't have a firm belief in yourself, right? And I'll take a quick intermission before I talk about the other system of this. Is that the way that we build confidence and firm belief in ourselves is through the experience, is through proving to ourselves that we're worthy to believe in, right? It's what I see people call being a sayer, right? It's where you say that you're going to do a thing and then you turn around and do it. And now you have reason to be a firm believer in yourself. Now you have reason to be a firm believer in your ideas. When you say you're going to do something and you turn around and do it, and you fulfill that task, and you don't let yourself down. But so many times we say that we're going to do a thing, and then we don't do the thing, and we let ourselves down. We got to reverse that. We got to do the tiny things, the tiny stuff, the small things, a little bit here and there, just one step each time. Take a step, take a small step, take a smaller step, right? And these are the ways that we will improve. These are the ways that we will prove to ourselves that we're worthy of having faith in, right? And then now when you set up a schedule for yourself, when you set up a routine for yourself, and you say, I'm going to do this thing, and now you have the reason to believe yourself. You have the reason to have faith in yourself. You have the reason to have firm belief in your ideas. It's not shaky. It's not wavering. Because you know that you're going to stick to your word. Right? So that's the first way. The first way is create a list and a time by time list of all of those things that you may want to do and that you may want to get into. Right? And the other way, which I'm doing now, which is a lot more giving, is you have the basic things that you would like to complete in the morning, things in the morning. So for example, and I may put it up here when I do this, when I edit this video, I may put a screenshot of mine up there. But for example, mine in the morning, it says, wake up, make a bed, pray, stretch, meditate, take a shower, brush teeth, make tea, right? Journal and plan the day. Not in any type of timestamp, but I look and I say, these are the tasks for the morning. And so now this is the priority. You make yourself ready to get through this priority. You look at it, you say, okay, you got to wake up. So you wake up, you say, okay, I've woken up. It says make a bed, right? So you say, okay, let me make my bed. Okay, now pray. Okay, let me go pray. Stretch, let me go stretch, meditate. And so now you can move at your own pace with it, because it may be difficult or whatever, but you move at your own pace with it. You say, I'm going to do this thing, and then you turn around and do this thing, right? And I find that this works and is easier to build habit, to build routine. And it may be the first step into creating the hour by minute by hour routine that some people like. Maybe this is the first step. Maybe you have the first, because I know for me, this has helped embed these habits within myself. So maybe this is the first step for those that would like to move over into having an hour by hour demonstration. So you start off, you say, okay, in the morning, I got these priorities. In the afternoon, I got these priorities. In my work, I got these priorities. In the evening, I have these priorities. And at night, I have these priorities. I must do everything, each and everything at its appointed time, right? In its appointed time frame, I would say. And then now when you take that and you start getting better at that and you start getting more comfortable with that, then you take that and you hour by hour, and you start to have belief and faith in your ideas, firm belief in yourself, firm belief in your ideas, faith in your deeds, right? And so now if you have faith, you know how to wrap deeds around it. You know how to create the system. If you have a system, you know how to embed your faith into it, right? If you say that you're going to do a thing, you do a thing, right? If you say that you're going to do a thing, you do that thing, you fulfill it. You don't let yourself down. And that's one of the most important things, is how we don't let ourselves down. It's important, because when we say we're going to do something and we don't do it, we let ourselves down. And so the important thing is putting that on the flip side. Don't let yourself down. Fulfill what it is that you're saying that you're going to do. Do it. Get it done. Get it over with. Get it through. It's important. It's important for you, for your growth, right? For your mentality, for your mindset, for your self-worth, for the way you view yourself, for the way you carry yourself, for the way that others perceive you. Right? And their perception of you doesn't matter, but you will come off a lot more confident. You will come off a lot more strong. You will treat people with that same confidence, with that same strength that you have for yourself. You understand? So that is the importance with this, right? Building the correct habits, having the correct mindset, putting the right faith in the right deed, putting the right deed around the right faith, right? Fulfilling what it is that you know that you can do. You know you can do it. If someone else has done it, you can do it too. If someone else has done it, you know you can do it too, right? And many of these things that we have an idea about, or that we have a type of wish or a type of desire for, we've seen some kind of success in it in some kind of way. But when the test comes that says, do you truly want to do this? That's when we fall. That's when we break. That's when we lose confidence within ourselves, right? And so it's pushing past that plateau. Right? It's pushing past that plateau. and then your growth is exponential, right? Your growth goes up from there, and it only can. Because if you have faith and you have deeds and they are true and genuine, then you are not going to get sold short of your faith and your deeds. You just have to mix in a little bit of patience. But if Allah says be, then it is, then us being the creation, us being made in the image, for us it works kind of the same. We say be, then it is. We say be, and we're there. But now the flesh must catch up. The flesh has to get there. Now we got to go through the trials and temptations to get to that point. And that's when we give up, because we lose that faith within ourselves, right? The outcome has never changed. The destiny has been chosen. We've said be, then it is. You're there, right? But now we're waiting on the flesh to catch up. We're waiting on seeing everything manifest. We don't know how long that will take, but we've said be, then it is. Have faith. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your faith. Have faith in your belief. Have faith in your deed. And you will see that the flesh will catch up. You will see that your faith and your deeds were not unnoticed, that they were not unanswered. And that's how it works. So I appreciate y'all coming by, and yeah, it feels good. It feels good to make a video. Peace and love.